Despite allowing 6 goals on Wednesday, it's fair to say Minnesota goaltender Devan Dubnyk remains a fan favorite for backstopping this club when they were at their lowest this season. He sparked a change that not just Wild fans noticed, but the league's managers did as well, naming him a finalist tonight for the league's Best Goaltender Award. Blues would take an early lead tonight in St. Louis, but the Wild answer soon after, tied 1-1 in the second. Nino Niederreiter puts the Wild ahead 2-1, and shortly after that, the Wild make it 3-1 on the power play. Devan Dubnyk with 17 saves so far through 2 periods. Well, North Dakota State baseball is looking to tie their longest winning streak this season with a 3rd consecutive win tonight. They open a series with Summit League opponent Western Illinois. Second go-round with the Leathernecks, and the Bison are looking to avenge the series lost last month. Out at Newman Outdoor Field to try and keep the wins going. Bottom of the second, J.D. Larimer connects down center field. David Ernst scores the first run of the game. The Bison up 1-0. Bottom of the second, Juan Gomez to left field. Larimer rounds third and heads on home and scores to give the Bison a 2-1 lead over Western Illinois. The Leathernecks score 2 runs in the top of the third to tie things back up. Into the bottom of the third now, NDSU takes the lead back as JT Core goes to left field. Drew Faring runs home. The Bison up 3-2 at this point. It's neck and neck till Western Illinois takes the lead for good in the 7th game to Saturday at 1 o'clock. Well, the Bison softball team takes down another ranked opponent. They're now 3-2 against the nationally ranked this season as they score 4 times in the 6th inning to top South Alabama. They're back for a doubleheader on Saturday. North Dakota hosting Sacramento State in the first of 3. First inning, the Hornets get on the board first. The grounder to short, safe at second. The fielder's choice scores Scotty Burkham, but North Dakota responds. Into the bottom half of the first, runners on the corners for Jeff Campbell. He hits a high fly ball to the deepest part of the park. It's good enough for a sacrifice fly. Ties the game at 1 in the 3rd inning. Sac State breaks the tie, though. With this single up the middle, it would be more than enough. Sac State pitching sat down 16 straight batters at one point, and the Hornets take the first of the series 5-1. These two will be back at it tomorrow at 2 o'clock. UND and Southern Utah in the second game of a doubleheader. First batter of the game for the Thunderbirds, Kylie Wolf, takes the offering out of the park. The solo shot has Southern Utah in front early. The Thunderbirds would add another home run in the inning to increase their lead to 3. Now in the top of the 3rd, Wolf at the bat again. This time she parks it over the left field fence. For Wolf, who had a home run in her last at bat in the game in game 1, starts off game 2 with 2 homers, 3 straight for 4-baggers in 3 plate appearances. Southern Utah takes game 2, but North Dakota would earn a W in game 1, the first Big Sky Conference win for UND. These two will wrap their series up tomorrow. In Grand Forks on the prep level now, South and Red River, bottom of the first, South up 1-0 until the Wild pitch scores Morgan Coleman for the Red River to tie the game at 1. Now in the 3rd inning, Red River, Megan Ramage at the plate with 1 on. She connects and sends this one over the left field fence. It gives the Rough Riders a 3-1 advantage, but South comes back to win it 4-3. The final score. And in high school girls soccer out in Bismarck, Davies out west to take on Bismarck Century. Eagles jump out to an early lead thanks to, of course, Jenny Marsh. The junior standout fires from outside to make it 1-0. Davies on top. Century controlled play the rest of the half. They test Emery in net, but she holds on to the goose egg through the first half. They'll tie it up second half, though, where this one wraps up 1-1. Your final, they'll tie the Demons on the nightcap as well.